motherhood is your last choice. 2-4 hours to deliver your reward. When you open your eyes in the morning and you see the sun shining, go on and tell yourself it's gonna be a brighter day. A brighter day. Yes, it is. It's gonna be a brighter day. A brighter day. Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be a brighter day.
Along this journey, my father and I have met some amazing people and shared some beautiful stories. But this one really touches our hearts. My sister and I got a chance to meet up with Miss Jasmine Groves at Baldwin & Co. bookstore and coffee shop, one of her favorite places to hang out in the city of New Orleans. It is a Black-owned bookstore named after James Baldwin. We got a chance to meet up, and it just felt like magic from the start because we are sisters in this struggle. Her mom was taken away by Lynn Davis permanently, and our father was gone for 30 years. He lost a major part of his life permanently, but we did not lose him forever. So getting him back has been an amazing turning point for our family and a great addition to our story. But she's had to carry on her mother's legacy on her own. So today we talk to her and get some insight on her story. You'll find out more about Kim Groves, and we'll be reintroducing Miss Jasmine Groves. Welcome back to Family Fortune. I am Nani B. McKinney, your hostess with the mostest, and of course you know my dad.
Sherman Singleton Sr.
Okay. And who we have with us today is a very, very beautiful young lady. As you guys can see from the packet, it was her mother who prompted all of this that you see today. When Lynn Davis made the fatal mistake of stepping in to think that he could change the life and the path of Kim Groves and her family,
Yes.
that's when he crossed the line.
Yeah.
God stepped in a major way, and now you're seeing many people be released after so many years and everything. But when I got a chance to come to New Orleans and sit down with Miss Jasmine Groves, Miss Kim's daughter, it was me and my sister, we met with her, and it was just
vibing.
it was so amazing, you guys, that I said, oh no, we have to have this story. The people have to hear it because it's filled with so many trials and just becoming triumphant over it all.
Yes.
So welcome, Miss Jasmine.
Thank you.
Girl. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And then you guys, since she's been here, we've had some people in the background who had their interviews or whatnot, and everyone has just been like, we've been waiting to see you.
I'm like amazed. Yes.
Do you get that a lot? Everyone wants to meet you?
Yeah. But I mean, it's like a normalcy. This is like amazing, like a dream.
Yes,
I'm like, this is real life. They are here.
Yes. Thank you.
Because everyone, they don't know how to approach you.
Yes.
Because you've lost so much and you have done so much since. But it's like, what do I say?
Yeah.
I want to have a conversation with her, but like, man, this is crazy.
That's how
it's
we felt
real
too.
For me. Yeah.
Me and my sister was just like, we don't really know how to approach you because like I came to her and said, I don't want to approach you from a standpoint of trauma.
Yes.
Because we lost our dad. You lost your mom permanently. We lost our dad semi-permanently. And we don't try to lead from the side of being sad. We always try to lead from the side of we overcame. And so that was what was so beautiful. We got a chance to talk to you. But we're gonna let the people in on it too. Because we was having a good time. We're gonna let y'all in on it, I guess. So take us back. So how old were you when all of this took place?
I made 13 the next day.
So this
What?
She was planning my 12th birthday.
What? You were 12 going on 13. So right before your 13th birthday, your mom was
She was actually planning my birthday.
Wow.
Party.
Baking cakes and getting ready. So that sounds like very, very motherly. Tell me a little bit about your mom from your standpoint, because the news, they just tell it briefly.
Yeah, it's true.
Just let us know about Miss Groves.
I was very, very rotten. So my party was actually just me. So every time I come home from school on a birthday, I'll have a cake baked on the table just for me. And we'll sit there, we'll sing happy birthday.
Oh, wow.
And then I just get to do whatever I want. So that was the best
Cool.
thing
Oh,
ever.
wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow. So tell me this. How was it for you? So you said from 12 years old to 13, and with your mother being gunned down that night before your birthday, what was it like as a child? Like,
To transform like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Literally that night when she left out, she sung happy birthday. And it was still just kind of weird at the moment. Me and my cousin was in the room playing cards. And she just sung happy birthday. And I'm like, no, Mom, my birthday tomorrow. She just like, I just want you to know I love you. Not knowing that was her last time, you know. So it went from actually waiting for the birthday cake and party to the next day of just, hey, we got to plan a funeral. But you got to go to school and you got to still be normal, but you got to talk to, you know. So it went fast.
Yeah.
Took off fast.
so completely switched from 12,
Yeah, from
I was
12
years
baby
old,
dolls,
my 13th
cards,
birthday,
to
the baby
now.
dolls, to now I have to plan a funeral, get the
Yes.
obituary together, notify the family. So that had to be hard.
And still not knowing at that moment why
What?
would someone kill her, what happened.
And so how did you guys find out what happened?
Maybe 4 or 5 months later, that's when it came out.
Serious.
It was Officer Lynn, ordered by Officer Lynn Davis. Before that, the mental trauma of 3 escapees had escaped from jail.
Oh, that's the story they told you.
Yeah,
Before
and
they told the truth
That
about
is
Lynn
crazy.
Davis,
that was just
authorizing the
all
hit, they
in
stated
the
it was probably some escapees from the jail.
that was all in the
no
when they
judge,
might it was some escapees from jail. Someone saw her at the bar talking to one of them, which was actually one of her friends. They said it was her boyfriend Jimmy, and
And so they tried to frame Jimmy too. Say,
yeah,
oh,
they
maybe
were
Jimmy
saying
did
he
it.
must have killed her. Yeah, and I guess this thing they say if someone supposed to been done you something to get out of jail, someone left a jumper on the gate and just all kind of little traumatizing things.
So wait.
No, that's a lot.
Now that's mental and emotional
Yeah.
torture.
Because they knew
So
that
they
night.
knew from the
100%.
beginning that it
Yeah,
was Lynn
as I
Davis.
learned,
And
they
so they
knew
told you
that
guys all
already.
these stories. Oh, if 3 guys escaped jail, it could have been them. They saw her talking at the bar with one of the escapees.
It was her
wasn't the escapees.
boyfriend.
Maybe it was
It was-
Jimmy. And then it goes to someone left a prison
No,
jumper
yeah,
on her
they didn't
gate.
actually say that, but we,
You
my
saw that.
brother saw that, and
Yeah.
and that's what in the street they're saying that's what happens when someone's and letting you know they home and just all kind of different things when it could have just been told ahead of time,
You
but
could have just told us what happened, right? Okay, so can you break it down to us from your standpoint? Because I know in the news they tell us that your mother witnessed police brutality and she filed a complaint.
yes, she witnessed Lynn beating the young man Nathaniel Norwood, which was a twin down there, at a payphone, busted him in the face with the payphone and stuff. So she went down to Internal Affairs, whatever, and made the complaint. Which, as I aged, learned that it should be 24, 48, whatever hours.
72, something like
And Lynn actually knew
Immediately.
when she left. yes, because that same night she was killed by 10:30.
Cool.
And so they lured her out of the home?
No, she was actually told you she was the mother of the neighborhood, so
Yeah.
she's going to check on everyone. But we had a cousin cross the street, Kathy Roche. She had just got shot up.
Okay.
So she was going to check on her while she go to the bar, her little routine
Gotcha.
rounds.
Yes.
So he actually had to he was down there looking for her and happened to run across her, walking around the neighborhood.
And so you saying she was the mother of the neighborhood, the mother of the community. She was leaving out that night to make her rounds to check on everybody. Kids in bed, the kids not being beat down by the cops, things of that nature. So tell me, how did she get put in that role as the mother of the
That's a
neighborhood
lot
and
of
taking care of the
responsibility
village?
there.
Yes.
Yeah,
With
like
one.
how did that
Especially you
happen
being
with her
spoiled.
being
Yes.
with her being so young when all of this happened? Like,
Just her being Kim. This is my neighborhood. I'm going to protect it. These are my kids. These are my friend kids. It's family around there. Friends,
so
family.
did she know the young man that you know?
Yes, that was one of her best friends, Sharon Norwood, son.
Oh, and then she
Yes.
witnessed this. And did your
Yes.
mom know Officer Lynn Davis? Had they had anyone else?
They went to school together. He from down that area and stuff, so they went to Lawless.
No, that's sad.
They
Upper
went to
Lawless.
Lawless. See, in the news, they weren't trying to play it up. They tried to play it up like this is just someone walked outside and saw something.
Yeah,
And
no.
But they went
That
to
is
lawless. He knows her
Mm-hmm.
probably know her very well.
And from down the neighborhood, you the police down there, and I have heard stories about she'll see him, wrongfully treating the young men, and even though they're young men in the street or whatever, they still human,
Yeah, for
still
sure.
have rights. They still so she'll let them know, Lynn, you can't do that. So
Yeah. That's beautiful. I'm telling you.
yes.
So tell me this. Once she was gone, you know, I realized that it took for you to become an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's mainly what happens to me and my siblings once
Yeah.
our dad was gone. It took us to step up and become those adults. So what was the defining moment when you decided, hey, my mom was the voice of this community.
Mm-hmm.
I need to pick up where she left off.
I may have always been that way.
So you was
I
born
may
that way,
have
just being
always
Kim's
been
daughter.
that way. Yes, yes, yes. And I just always wanted. My aunt before where's my great aunt is her father's aunt, and my great grandmother raised us with my grandfather once she passed.
Right.
So it was literally like every October they had a big old memorial.
Yes.
So my mom passing really broke the family. She was the baby of the family. She was my grandmother and them everything. So, his mother and him raised her as their kid.
Okay.
So when that happened, it just broke everybody's heart. So 3 years later, my aunt who used to come down to Manchester, she died going back on the Amtrak train. Actually, October 14th. So it was my grandfather, my grandmother, and him, and I'm just like, I gotta keep this going.
Yeah.
I gotta keep this going.
That's beautiful. So tell us a little bit about some of the things that you actually do in the community, like reaching out.
Yeah. Every year, this year was the 30th and the final memorial. Just trying to be an activist for the community.
Yeah.
I have an organization, Family Overcoming Injustice, under the Independent Police Monitor. I'm now with No Cop. I just collab with my friend with Supreme Mothers of Joy, just trying to help single mothers, get them resources as much as we can, and just let them know, like, single parenting is hard, whether you're a mother or a father, but it's not impossible.
Right.
It don't stop anything. It may slow down, but you don't have to stagnate.
Right.
Because, like, these times, for me, is different. Because when the elders I come under, it always felt like a village.
Yes.
They help you cross those, monuments.
Yes.
Now you have so many people who really don't want to ask for help because they're so downplayed. Like that's abnormal, but that's what builds you to keep going. So we just trying to do what we can.
Yes.
So who raised you after your mother passed?
My great grandmother, Georgia Falls, my grandfather, her dad, which is Nathaniel Jack Groves. Yes.
So yes, that's beautiful.
Yes.
That's why you so calm and you one of the grandparents.
And
Yes.
look, that's one thing that we kept on saying after me and my sister met you. We was just like, Daddy, she is just so humble. She's just her spirit is so beautiful. It's not the traumatic loss type of feeling.
Yeah.
And you felt like just our baby sister May. And it was just like, it's just such a beautiful thing. We loved when you talked about your mom. She was telling me that her son, his name is Kim.
And my middle girl is Cadence Kim Marie Groves.
Okay.
And Kim just resonate. Like, it's just going
Look,
down.
and she got Euphoria, but I had to throw her name there just because
and
she's
Euphoria
funny.
is Euphoria. Euphoria is most definitely Euphoria. So
yes. And so you said every year you guys would do the vigil and the memorial for your mom, and this was the 30th anniversary, and so it's going to be the final one.
Yeah, it was the final one. It was October 13th.
Okay.
And it was actually on October 13th.
Okay.
So it was the final one, and it was amazing. It was really nice.
Okay, and so now with all of that, and you feel like you're doing the closeout of doing the memorials for everyone to come around and celebrate. What's next for you guys?
I think right now I'm just learning Jasmine.
Yeah.
And that's new to me. Very new after 42 years. Okay. Learning Jasmine.
Yes. Because this whole time it hasn't been about Jasmine. It's just been about Kim,
Yes,
Ellen,
advocating and
Community.
I've been, yes,
community, the kids.
siblings. I have a sister and a brother. I have
Wow.
nieces and nephews, so grandbabies too now.
Okay, and how did it affect your siblings? Because we often hear about you.
You
Yes,
only.
Oh
I
yes,
didn't
yeah.
even know.
yes,
Yeah, now that you mention it.
yes. And
Everybody
as I
talks
was
about
telling you, it was crazy because it's like this year was like a deja vu of the year we lost my mom because we lost my niece, which is my brother' oldest daughter,
Right.
only daughter, but oldest child, and she looked exactly like my mom.
Yes.
And it was crazy. She was actually, she made 29,
Okay.
and it was the 29th year going into the 30th of just like a whole,
Yes.
another one who took a big impact on the family. And
Yes.
that just was like a deja vu for
Yes.
us.
Oh wow.
And I have my brother, he's the oldest, Corey Groves. He drives trucks. And I have a sister, Stephanie Groves. She's older than me.
Yeah.
And
Do
it's
they kind of shy away from all of this?
yeah, they always have. They more in the background.
Yeah.
And I understand now that I even more so as you grow and, elevate and stuff like that is everybody deal with grief differently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
It
for
impacts
sure.
everybody differently. So, you know,
But you definitely, I know for a fact that you have made your mother proud.
thank you.
Even when we pulled up, it smells so good in there. And look, y'all, the rug. Tell them what the rug said at the
Oh
front of the
yeah,
house.
check your energy before you enter the house.
Check your energy
Yes,
before you enter her
yes,
house.
because
Okay.
I have always been and like you said, when you say people don't know how to, they approach me and stuff, and I kind of understood that once I graduated from high school because I was actually at a car wash with my babies, and the guy was like, "Hey, you remember me?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "We went to school. Don't you went to Nicholas? Don't you stay on Alabama?" I'm like, "How you know that?" He was
Yeah.
like, "Man, I used to be so scared to talk to you in school." I'm like, "Why?" He was
Yeah.
like, "You look so mean." I didn't know,
Yes.
but I am very serious. I take
Of
things very
course.
seriously, but I am the most goofiest coffee
Of
drinking
course.
person
Yes. And you are such
ever.
a beautiful
Yes,
spirit and you are
thank
so
Oh,
you.
easy to talk
definitely.
to.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so happy that you have even agreed and
Yes,
allow us to
thank
sit
you
Yeah,
down.
for
it's beautiful.
even reaching out. And it was crazy because I go on Spirit.
Yeah.
I'm very much go on Spirit. And when I seen I had missed your call and you DM me, and I was like, no, I'm taking a break from everything. I don't
Yeah,
want to talk to
yeah.
anybody. I'm like, because I don't know, I'm just in my, who is Jasmine?
Yeah.
What does Jasmine like to do? And then when you find out, just do what you want to do, like,
Yeah.
So, but just my spirit just kept saying, call her back, answer. So when I text you back, I was like, maybe we can meet before and I can
Yes.
see her whole vibe. And
Yes.
I mean, and when y'all came, it just was like meeting with family.
Yes,
So, and I was
exactly.
actually coming from getting the coffee.
Yes. And look, and speaking of spirit, I have to tell you guys this story that I've been telling for a few days. So I was in Atlanta with just so much going on, and I have been reaching out trying to get these interviews together. And I actually had, Kunta Gable, Burnell Jaluk, and I had the number for someone named Leroy Nelson. I didn't have Sydney Hill's information, but Sydney had moved
Yeah.
to South Carolina. So I just kept hearing a voice on those days where I would get discouraged, like, this is a lot. These are a lot of families that's been impacted. I don't know which way to turn. I don't know who to talk to. I'm trying to make sure that I'm sending the right message.
Yes.
It's getting out there. It's not hurting anyone's cases and things like so. I'm beating myself up, and I just kept on hearing, call Leroy Nelson, call Leroy Nelson. And it's just making more and more sense now today that I don't even know who Leroy Nelson is. Like, I'm just like,
But
call
he's
Leroy
such
Nelson.
an
What is
interesting
this? What is
person.
this
Yes.
number? So I called Leroy Nelson because his voice been telling me, right? So I'm like, a lady answered. So I'm like, hey, I'm Nani calling from Family Fortune. It's season 2. And my father was also impacted by Officer Lynn Davis. And I'm just trying to get all the guys together. I have Mr. Gable. I have Mr. Jaluk coming.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure that I can get, all 3 there. And I just told a little bit about us. And at the end of the phone call, I was just like, yeah, so can I speak to Mr. Nelson? And she was just like, well, baby, I can tell you, I don't even know who Leroy Nelson is. She said, I don't even know who Leroy
But
Nelson is. And I'm just sitting on the phone.
you just listen to the whole
Well,
story.
why are you on the phone still listening? So the lady was like, but did you say Lynn Davis? And I was like, yeah. She said, It's interesting you would say Lynn Davis because my mom was the godmother of Kim Groves. Kim Groves was my mom's goddaughter.
Amazing how the spirit connects
It
and
was
direct
so
and
it was
directs.
like your mom was telling me,
Yes,
Nani,
yes,
no matter how discouraged you get, this is too
yes.
widespread. This is such too many people and too many families. Like you have to
You
keep
have to
going.
keep
And so
going.
when I was there in your house and I saw, you had your altar set up. You told me about how your kids are like, can we give grandma some puff puffs or some
Yes,
chicken?
yes.
In that moment, I felt like, had her mom also contacted me?
Yeah.
Like it was a
Knowing
deep,
her, she
it was a
did.
deep moment. You know what I'm saying? It was so surreal,
Yeah,
and
she's just
it all
amazing
came
like that,
together.
still in spirit. And my mom literally never met none of her grandchildren. My
Wow.
niece, Coriana, who was killed, literally was born maybe 8, 9 months after in
Yeah.
95. But everyone knows her.
Yeah.
Each one of them have a connection and a bond
They
with
all
her.
have their own
Yes,
story.
yes, yes. And it's like when you walk in the house, she just like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
So,
energy meet you at the door.
yes, her presence is very deeply felt,
Wow.
because I never looked at it as my mom was deceased.
Yeah.
Wow.
She just transformed in a different realm, but she's here. So,
Yes.
and she guides me, and I talk to her, and she still mother me.
Yes. That is beautiful.
So what's going on with the 30-year? Y'all stopping after 30 years?
Well, I'm not actually stopping. I'm just stopping publicly that
Okay.
way,
Yeah.
and I just feel like she's kind of telling me like, you did the public thing, you did the advocating for police corruption and all the different things there when you have families and communities that need you to do what I been
Yes.
doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes. So I need to go where I belong.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
for real,
Yes.
because like we talk about this all the time. We talk about the each one teach one, each one reach one. We talk about you see something, say something. We talked about
Silence is violence, all those different things. But
yeah, we talk about all of those things, but it's like who's really doing it? And your mom
exactly, the
stepped up.
action.
And we
Yes.
see what happened with her, why people don't want to step up, why people don't want to speak out.
Yeah.
Because they're often silenced or harassed or just put down or made to seem crazy and things of that nature. So that's why people are so enamored with the story and
Right.
always uplifting you guys because you mean something. Your family is a staple in this whole case.
Thank
Like
you.
it probably would have never, the ties would not have changed for my family had it not been for your family.
Yes, thank
So
you
with
so
everything,
much. Thank you so much.
we love you so
And
much.
when you was telling me, I remember your dad's story when it first happened, and Mary, I'm my lawyer. I love her, Mary Howell. She reached out to me and she told me about the story and she gave me a number, and I told you I talked to a lady, but October is just a
Yes.
busy, heavy month for me, and I had a little baby. It's the memorial. It's October, and I'm
Yeah.
just looking at the people like, oh my gosh, I was supposed to be there. Emily
Yes.
Moore reached out,
Yes.
and I'm just like, but God have His way. Like
Yes,
after
and look at
all
you
these
now,
years,
all this
now,
time, you
yes,
sitting here with us.
yes,
This is
yes,
beautiful, you
and just to
guys.
hear about a amazing celebration from the Lynn Davis connection of
Yeah, definitely.
people getting their lives back.
Oh, yes.
Insane, because corruption, people don't understand how deep corruption is. And they look at, corrupt Copland Davis in the warehouse, but where's the head?
Where's the head of the snake?
Yes, why are we here 30 years later and we still hearing about police brutality and we still fighting for a consent decree that they're trying to get from under? When I feel as, why does it matter if the consent decree is here or not when you don't plan on doing anything?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
you at a job and you saying, okay, I'm a cashier at the register, but I don't need to sign that I'm not supposed to have anything missing or do this if I don't plan on stealing the money.
Right. Right.
So,
It shouldn't be that. If you're
I agree.
already
yes,
doing what you're supposed to do and you're not
yes,
corrupt, we shouldn't even have to sign this paperwork. Because we're training you
exactly.
guys to do a job.
Or I shouldn't have to say, I don't want this paperwork here. I don't want to have to answer to no one. I don't want no one over me
Right.
because I don't need to be watched.
Right.
Why does it matter if I don't plan on doing anything
Exactly.
wrong?
Why does it matter who's watching?
Who's doing
If you're just
anything?
simply doing your
Because
job.
it's order. and we know it's order. So if I don't plan on doing it, I don't care who's there.
Right.
So it's just, I'm like, yeah, it makes no sense. You know, we had the town hall meeting with my no cop for police oversight.
Okay.
That's when they first brought in Superintendent Kirkpatrick. When they was doing that, we was going to City Hall and JP Morrell and I'm just zero tolerance about my mom.
Yes.
And playing
for
with
sure.
her tolerance
For
and
sure.
so I told her and I'm just like, no, I'm over it because y'all already have set what y'all want to do. So why
yeah.
waste our time?
Oh,
Why
yeah.
have me here?
Oh, yeah.
I'm a single parent.
Right.
You have babysitters, whatever y'all got in line.
Right.
Like, and you know the community means nothing to y'all.
Right.
So, and that's why I had to shy back from just all that political.
Yes, because it can be a lot.
Yes.
Because let's just start from the top. If you're being investigated and you have been for the last 5 years, there have been multiple people murdered. So why did it take to get all the way to your mom? Because you've been watching this man 5 years.
And yes, and then you guys say, hey, we are here to protect and serve the community. But we are the ones who are abusing and tearing down the community.
Oh, yeah.
Why would I even say, hey, can you help me?
Right. Why would you?
Yeah.
That's very, very difficult.
Mm,
And not know which way to go.
I'd rather go to the community and pass out some apples,
Yeah.
and help the next door neighbor and stuff like that.
You've been going to that. Did they at least try to help you guys or take care of you in any kind of way?
Yeah, 20 years later, we had a settlement.
20 years later.
Yeah.
20 years later. And that was, you had to fight
When you
the whole
most
way.
needed it, it wasn't there. You know what I mean? That's a child.
And then, even with the settlement, like,
It doesn't replace your
Landrew was the one mayor going out. It was supposed to not be announced. The next day it was announced. So to me, that is a suicide mission
Oh, yeah, for
because
sure.
I asked you not to. But even on top of that, a settlement. What settlement can you give me from taking my mom? Money is made.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm one who really don't like to be my intelligence and so
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
definitely. Especially with everything surrounding it.
Yes.
With everything
Yes,
surrounding
because
it.
if you want to know my opinion, I would have liked my mom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so we were talking in the area, is it the area that you live in now or before the guy that was actually on the tape talking with Lynn Davis, who, did he commit the murder? I think it was.
Yeah. Paul Hardy?
Oh, was it Skaboo?
No, Skaboo.
Okay.
Yes. He's still in the night war.
Okay.
He's still in the night war. And I like I said, I was talking to a lady. She was like, "Can I just pray with you? Can I just talk to you?" And I'm like, "Okay." And it's amazing how God works because she is recovering.
Okay.
And she's standing in her journey.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, I just need someone to talk to. And look, I let God use me. Okay. So
Yeah.
we're sitting there talking. And then she was like, I don't know how you can do it. I don't know how you can, live around and knowing him. I'm like, well, he's actually a blessing. She was like, oh, no. I said, no. See, people hear the story from that side. But he didn't have anything to do with my mom. He didn't know they were planning on killing my mom.
Right.
So he was a blessing in disguise.
Oh,
he was just trying to save his life, which was smart.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just imagine if that didn't happen and if he wasn't willing to take those chances.
Exactly. And I get it all on record.
And not even know what he's doing at the moment.
Exactly.
It would have been swept under the rug like many other cases. Yeah, so, and I stand on that for his name's sake because of the simple fact it can be always confused when people hear something, he ready. No, he actually saved many of y'all lives because if Lynn would still be on this street, and I'm one who I honor what honors do.
Exactly. That's beautiful. Well, thank you, Larry. I just want to say this is our Martin Luther King Day episode.
Yes,
So
thank you.
I am Black History.
Yes,
My
yes.
and we have Miss Jasmine Groves here, and I just wanted to make sure that you were here for this episode specifically because I feel like Lynn Davis did everything he did to try to shut up Kim Groves. He tried to hush her mom. He tried to silence her, but in trying to silence her, he made the story bigger. He blew himself up. The case was blown wide open. He was exposed.
He gave her a voice.
He gave her a voice that he thought he was taking away, that he thought he was silencing. And so for me, it's like you can't kill the dream. You are living proof that you can't kill the dream. Like the revolution don't even have to be televised.
Yes.
It's happening.
Yes,
Right before us.
You know, I'm very spiritual. You know,
yeah.
so I always tell people justice delayed, not denied. Like, you know, in this physical realm, I don't look for physical things, but God shows you. I show up and I show out. Just be patient. I'm gonna deal with it.
Yes,
and I'm like,
yes.
okay, just give me some coffee.
I know that's right.
Yes, yes.
But wait, coffee 1st.
Coffee me, please. Yes.
Yes.
What's crazy to me is how far they were willing to go to protect him. That's you done blew my mind with that because I didn't have that information, and you know,
Yes.
I'm Lynn Davis impacted.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, damn, they were trying, and they had the audio. So how you come back all them months still fighting before you all heard the truth? And I'm like, they were trying to wash that. 'Cause
Yes.
Of course, he had a lot of information too. So you got to protect those. You know, if we all cops and we killing people, I can't let you go down. Look what I need to do. Okay, yeah, let's. You know that's and I understand that, but I'm like,
And it's crazy because I totally agree with you, and I'm one who feel like that makes it even more worse.
Oh yeah.
Because
for sure.
the fact of the matter, right is right, wrong is wrong. You know, and they always talk about this unity, but you set separation.
Oh yeah.
Because who would not feel y'all are y'all, we are us? You know, when this is supposed to be one.
It's supposed to be the community. It's
So
supposed to be
I
the
mean,
village.
and
They're supposed to be doing community service. They're supposed to be doing community policing.
and it goes still back to how big the misuse of authority. You teach to misuse authority.
Oh yeah. What'd you say, Daddy? Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah, somewhere.
yes, yes.
So, has Lynn Davis ever reached out to you? Like
No.
a sorry letter? No.
No, he once was representing himself,
Oh yeah.
and they said all these ways how he was, but the time I was supposed to, you know, speak out, he didn't show up.
And that's big. That's big because even with my dad, and in my dad's case, he reached out to him several times. My stepmom at the time, she did. And Lynn Davis said he was willing to sign the affidavit for my dad's release.
Oh,
but
wow.
he just, at the time, he was given the death penalty. So he's like, let me get the death penalty sent back. And then once I know I can live to fight another day, then I'll go ahead and sign it. You should have signed it regardless.
So that's still trying to keep control.
Oh, yeah.
That
Very,
is
very sick
crazy.
and demonic. Has to be.
Narcissist.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, psychopathic. That
yeah.
in the midst of all this, now I'm admit I'm doing wrong, but I'm only write it when I'm ready, or if I'm okay, then I might do it. Like, oh my gosh,
all these years later, and you still haven't. I mean, we talk about him, but who's talked to him? He won't even say a word. Like you say, he won't show up. He won't show his face. He won't speak. But you did all of that.
Yes, and that even makes it, you know, this is my, I didn't know they had so many cases. You know, over the years I learned how many people he impacts. Like, and I think it was '08 I came back down here and I was actually working at the Shell on General de Gaulle. And they had this officer who used to detail there. And I worked overnight, so he'll come at night and we'll be talking. And then when he learned who I was, I mean, he was a big cocky officer. And when he learned who I was, he just like, wait, he broke down in tears. I'm like, what is wrong with you? You know? Now I'm trying to see if I'm protected. You got to stay here. And he's like, no, because you don't understand. He was so notorious that me as a cop, we were scared because he was willing to kill our families to kill. You know what I'm saying? He said, just to see you now. And I mean, and I'm like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And it's crazy that once he was convicted, how did all these people still have to pay?
And how are all these people still in jail? The fact that me and my sister was talking about it, like, what's next? A class action? Going to the DOJ? Going to the UN? This is crimes against humanity. Over 300 cases, 300 families
I cannot
impacted.
believe that.
And you guys
300?
won't even go back over it because you refuse to admit oversight. You refuse to admit
we were wrong.
We
were wrong. We let this happen, but it's crazy that why not? Use the blessing in disguise to say we were wrong.
Exactly.
But now that we have this and we are able to right our wrongs.
Exactly.
We could have did that 28, 30 years ago.
28, 30 years ago, because at the end of the day, that's how long he been in jail, convicted of your mom's murder.
And you wonder why citizens feel. They're nothing.
Yeah.
They're nothing because for you to say, hey, we were wrong. We can correct our wrong.
Okay.
But we don't want to deal with it, so you right
Yep.
away.
We don't want to hear it. We're not even gonna look at it because guess what? Even though it's 300 cases and we found out he was a murderer and he was selling drugs too, that
He
don't
was
mean
the
y'all-
problem.
That
Yes.
don't mean y'all ain't do it.
But we didn't. But that don't mean y'all
they
didn't do something. So whatever y'all done.
Yeah.
But how,
Just like when we talked to Kunta and Burnell and they were like, well, maybe it was when we took the money out of church.
it does
You
not
go
matter.
through so much trying to
But
figure
it's
out
a
how could
mental.
this happen to me, and these
Yes.
people are just sitting up there like, cheers, they taking a toast because they're making more money each year. They're smoking cigars together, speaking on how they don't care about the community, and we're all left here to help each other pick up the pieces.
And like it's just supposed to fade away. You know,
Wow.
people have real life. This is real life.
Yeah.
This is me put to death in two different types: physically
Oh yeah.
and mentally.
Oh yes.
You know, because you actually said, okay, yes, you killed my mother, you took her life, but you actually took their lives too.
Mm-hmm.
And then we don't care.
Right.
And you know, as he was saying, we don't care, and then we're gonna throw them back out there.
Oh yeah. And like, okay, well,
And just hopefully one day we could just throw them. You know, it's
my
like,
bad.
yes,
Then they got
it's
so many of them that they don't even want you to get compensation for some of them. They're just like, oh, well, you free now.
you
We
should be
figure that's
thankful.
enough.
Yes, it's a time. I truly believe in, you know, going through the consent decree, going through the seeing the community supposedly be a part of the superintendent and things like that, and just seeing how much they're saying, no, your voice really don't matter, but we're gonna play this game with you,
Oh, yeah.
is really shows me that if we as a people do not stand up and utilize unity and voice, it's nothing. It's nothing. And it's like, you know, you say, okay, I can hold them accountable, but then I'm sorry, I'm human. I feel the same way. If you don't care about you,
Right.
why should I?
Why should I?
And the action is they don't care. Because, you know, City Hall has open to the community every Monday. You can talk to the head police. You could talk to even energy sitting there. You can tell them about your bills and the stuff you sit on the porch and complain about.
Yeah.
But you're not going to have not one person of a community there. You might have community organizations, but yet you have a second line. Or you go have a Saints in Atlanta, you're going to have 3 busloads.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't even know they had this many people in the city, you know?
So it's
I
about
mean,
getting involved. It's about not just talking about it, being about it. And that's what we talk
yes,
about all the time.
yes,
And that's why I'm
yes.
grateful to have you here just to talk
Thank
about the
you.
community, you know, with it being MLK's birthday and just everything he stood for and
Yes.
community service.
Because
and
I
just
tell
being
you,
for our people.
you know, being an activist, and this just is my opinion, and I always say, I understand more than my mom and them now, because guess what? If I was them with this time and then you seen the citizens and how they just became comfortable with the what is,
Yeah.
I'm like, them people should have had them. I know they said we should have had some wine and mind our business.
Yeah. It makes it hard for the activists.
Yes.
It makes it hard for us that watched it to want to get up there and keep on trying.
And it makes you hard for you just to turn the eye on the reality when you see a fight that you see, okay, you want me to go do this alone. Right. When you can make this faster, easier, better, and just come on along.
You are hitting it on the head. I say it all the time. Our community, our people, our cultures are always looking for the one. Every time we uplift the one, they take them out. It can't be about the one. Each one of us is one.
And become
be the
one. Yes.
Yes. Be the one and become one.
Yes.
So I want to touch this real quick before we go. You said it was the 30-year anniversary, and this was going to be the last one you were doing publicly. You devoted your life to Kim Grove's story, to connection to Lynn Davis, but now it's about Jasmine Groves, and it's like you've been trying to figure out who you are, what you love, and things of that nature. And I find it very beautiful that you come to find out that you actually do love and are passionate about a lot of things that your mom did do.
Yes.
But I would love to know what is next with Jasmine as you're going out here yourself and just stepping out.
Yes. I think I'm still finding that part.
Okay.
But a couple of my main things is I do wish to one day speak publicly, and when I say publicly, I think I really want to be like in the schools. Like when I was in elementary, we had Dr. Stan Schofield.
Okay.
And I think he done so much for the youth of giving us a little sight of,
Oh yeah.
hey, this how life can be.
Yes.
But it don't have to be.
Right.
And I think he was there for a lot of the kids who didn't have it at home. And you have this guy telling me this and telling me his truth, and then so now the whole gym is crying, because you see in reality, you may not, understand it all at that moment.
Yes.
But then later, and you be like, oh, that's what he was talking about.
Definitely.
Oh, I can be that doctor or that, So I think if we get back in the schools, and try to catch the generation before it's thrown out there, or different things, and even going to the jails, like let them know, hey, this is not your destination.
Definitely.
You can choose to do other things, or you can say, hey, this is where it stopped.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to do a different,
Yes.
but you have to have somebody that cares
Exactly.
and be willing to say, hey, none of us perfect.
Yeah.
This is normal,
But we're gonna keep
but
working.
it's worth it. It's life. It's precious. It's valuable, So I one day want to have, a talk show just in my mom name still honoring, but just letting people know life is real.
Oh yeah.
But it's worth it.
It's worth
it. And I think if we grab onto that reality, people will start living instead of living dead.
Yes.
Oh,
man.
Yes, because it's a dead timing right now.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
God,
you.
Daddy, did you have anything you want to ask?
No, that is crazy. Okay, one point about from how are you doing? You're okay, like emotionally. I know you're spiritual. We could feel that.
Yes.
And I was just wondering about that. And a lot of people ask me about, do I forgive Lynn Davis? I say it would be easier for me than someone who lost a loved one, because I'm just 100% against the death penalty, and but I'm like, it's a lot because he haven't apologized, he hasn't changed his life. I mean, it's so much going on because I'm in touch,
right?
And I'm like, he's still doing him even on death row. So I'm like, man, this is crazy.
So don't take that role away. I know I'm gonna be quiet.
So I was wondering about forgiveness in your heart. How do you really feel about him, the situation he's in?
Because my dad sympathizes. My dad empathizes with him. He does, and like they say, he's a very humble and meek guy. Because I couldn't.
She's totally different.
I can't
she wanna.
I want to go to jail.
She want to pull a lever. I got it.
I understand it from both ways, but I do forgive him.
Yeah.
Because he don't know no better.
Yeah, it's clearly something's wrong
he
with
don't know no
for
better.
real,
I forgive Paul Hardy.
Yeah.
It was his job. He was a drug lord. He was a hitman.
Yeah, he was a hitman. Yeah.
And truth be told, for me to sit here and say who I am and this is me and to be able to even speak like that and then say, hey, off with his head, contradicts me because I know, hey, is a higher power.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
always working and got us in here today.
Yes, and even at the time when he played that role, I pray for his soul because you have to answer to the Lord.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
And
what
I'm sure
a tangle.
it's hard because you're a crooked officer that's having to go and do fair time.
What a tangle web you weave.
Oh, it always comes full circle.
I can say, hey, yeah, kill him. But why make it easy for him?
Ooh, don't make it easy for him.
So,
don't make it easy for him.
We all have to walk our own path. We all have to answer to the Lord. So, but I do forgive him. Like, I'm blessed. I'm here. It's amazing for me to even know after 32 to still have life and to always thought, that path was going to happen as my mom. It's blessed.
And you made it.
Yeah. Yeah, I have my grandbabies, I have my kids, I have my family.
Thank you again.
Yeah.
I cannot thank you enough.
I definitely salute you, and I believe that your path is so bright, it blinds us, and
Thank
that there's
you.
so much in store for you. And
Thank you.
we definitely want to be on that journey. And if there's
Yes,
anything we can
yes.
For sure.
do, call.
This is
For
my new
sure.
sister, so
Oh,
I'll
yes.
be here.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
yes, thank you guys so much for watching Family Fortune. I am your hostess with the most. It's Nana B. McKinney, and this is my dad.
Sherman Singleton
Yes.
Sr.
And of course, we're sitting here with the beautiful, look, reintroducing the
Thank
beautiful
you.
Jasmine
Thank you.
Groves.
Thank you. Yes.
You're going to see and hear
Appreciate
more
it.
from her,
Yes.
so much more. We love you.
Love
We
you
appreciate
too.
you.
Most
This is
definitely.
amazing. Thank you
Yes.
guys. Until next time.
Yes.